The emotion we experience when we allow or accept all things is forgiveness. It's automatic, it's built in, you don't have to think about it, automatic. So now we're on the plane of being willing and optimistic about the future. Okay, so what's coming? What's coming next? Well, inspired living is the next step up. Okay, all of these things, being happy, being reflective, confident, energized. Okay, so all of these things with this willingness, this our willingness to just do something different now is sparked by motivation. Now, the next step, of course, is not going to be released yet, but I just want to point this out. On this plane of consciousness, we forgive. Okay? We forgive trespasses. We forgive anyone and everything for something that feels like there was an injustice or something done. Once we move beyond this plane, we now get to understanding. Okay, now there's no more forgiveness. All right, we just bypassed forgiveness. We just rose to a higher level of consciousness. Now we understand there's nothing to forgive because we see the bigger picture and that all events are helpful in helping us get back to that authentic self, that divine self. Everything that happens in our life is a necessary step to help us get to level 4. So that's why level 3 is just these stepping stones in level 3 are so important. So yeah, we'll be accepting everything here and doing some real heavy work. You know, this is where we get into the humility and being humble. And a lot of transformation happens here and for good reason. But once we get to the final plane of consciousness in level 3, we see everything so differently. There's no forgiveness. There's no need. Nobody ever did anything wrong. Everybody was acting from fear. The anger was just a signal that they were afraid of something, that there is an unmet desire, that there's an undercurrent of shame. Now we start to see it. Now there's no need for forgiveness.
Repeat your last statement.
Plane of understanding, the highest level of level 3, we see the bigger picture. There's no longer a need to forgive. That was one plane down. And remember, all of these are just a few degrees apart. So these are really minor tweaks, but they're big leaps in consciousness. So we now have the understanding that there's no need to even forgive another because they didn't do anything wrong. They were acting from an unmet desire or shame. And if they're blaming, it's because the shame is so overwhelming that it's a protective mechanism to keep them alive. And the way they do that is by blaming someone or something else. Because if we hold to, and we know as estranged parents, we've been in that place to where that shame is so consuming, those dark thoughts are so close to becoming our reality. It takes some serious work to really understand that you don't have to carry that, and which we've all done, but we know how dark that place is. And so now we can understand why there's even so many parental communities blaming kids, blaming the cult culture, blaming the therapist. Because if everyone in those communities talked about shame, it would be too much and we wouldn't want that. So it's just helping us to reach that level of understanding. So that's where we're moving to. And ultimately what we're going to be doing, next time is there's no need to forever forgive anybody else. It's always, always, always self-forgiveness because we're creating everything. So what is it we always have to forgive ourselves for? There's more work there than forgiving other people. There always will be, especially with what we're doing. really internalizing everything and trying to understand this stuff at a deeper level. It's always about us because we're creating our reality.